And welcome back! I'm RGB from RJB TV, and today we're diving about 3 years into the past. Into the year 2019, because I found what I think is going to be a pretty damn good best of set between Burgersasu and Byul. And I do think this is during the time frame that I like to call the golden era for Burgersasu, because this is a time frame right before he got carpal tunnel, and the carpal tunnel started limiting his potential, so to speak. It's gotten a little bit better, I believe, over the past couple of months, maybe the past half year, but during late 2020 and early 2021, and most of 2021, you could notice that Burgersasu wasn't quite playing at the maximum of his potential. So this is a game from the time frame Burgersasu is capable of playing at the maximum of his potential, the maximum of his skill, and I sure do hope that in this Zerk against Terran against Byul, who is a professional Terran player, is going to deliver us some amazing Zerk against Terran. I've got high expectations from both Burgersasu and from Byul. Byul here on the name KLT. He played on this name KLT for a long time on the ladder, the official Stacraft Brute War ladder. He also played on his name, I think, in one ASL that he qualified for, which is of course the best 28 players in the world go to an ASL. And he got there twice, and qualifying twice is a really big achievement, because you gotta be consistent, and you gotta beat top level professionals to qualify. So double qualification for Byul for ASL. I think ASL 5 and 7. Not too sure. I'd have to look it up to make sure which ones he qualified for. Maybe you can look it up yourself. Like, just go to Liquipedia. You spell it like this. Liquipedia, there in the chat. And you can look up a lot of names and find some information. It's incomplete, but you can find a fair bit of information on players, their achievements, since when they have been playing, whether they're professional or amateur. I think it lists Byul as an amateur, but he's technically professional. So, like, there's information missing, some information is inaccurate, but it's pretty cool to just have, like, a database you can go to find some information on players. At least, if they have played professionally, or at almost the professional level. So yeah, Burgersasu going for a late lair, something I don't often see him do, but it is surely the case. Well, it's not a late lair, but usually I do see him start the lair at 230, this time it's 250. So it's a little bit slower than usual, but he will have a couple more drones than usual. He's playing on one sunken in the front because he has not yet been scouted by Byul. Usually that means that they are, like, when the scout from the Terran comes very late, most of the time the Zerk is gonna delay their second sunken by quite a bit. And the SV is coming right in, so sunken number 2 started up, and sunken number 3 might come up at the exact same time, might come up later. It kind of depends on what he sees with those Zerklings. It's a pretty big ball. Marines are in the front for Byul, got Academy finished up in the back, got Barrack number 4 on the way, and Stim is upgrading, and Triple Medic is being trained. Like, it's kind of weird in my opinion, because there's, like, technically, Marines don't get built, they get trained. Tanks get built, not trained. Zerg units get morphed, and Protoss units get warped in. Now, should I just say the unit is being built for every single race, or should I start using small little differences, like a Marine is getting trained, Fireback getting trained, SCV getting trained, although the suit for an SCV is getting built. So it's a little bit in between. But most of the Protoss things are getting warped. A Dragoon is actually a reincarnated Zealot, if I'm correct. So it's like a reincarnation warpation, like warping in the reincarnation. Not quite sure how it works. I need to read up more on the lore. There's a couple of things that I do know about the lore. So we've got 6 medics, 3 firebats, about 12 Marines there, finished up for Byul. Hasn't started his factory yet, going for 5 barracks. Gonna try to just stim right through this choke. And Burgersasu actually built a pretty cool little arc of Sunkens here. There's a lot of attention to detail in his defensive layout in the front. Hasn't morphed them to Sunkens yet because he's not... Like, Byul hasn't moved out yet. You can see it with that Overlord there on the choke and the Zergling there in the middle. You can see when Byul moves out, and that is when he's going to start morphing those Sunkens. Oh, he's moving out. Watch him start morphing. Instant morph. Like, the moment Byul moves, Burger instantly morphs them Sunkens. Also got 9 Mulisks morphing on triple gas. 23 drones. Not a lot of drones. He's going to be stuck on Mutas for quite a bit. Going to use them hills here on the sides to micro and hopefully kill them Marines and Firebats. Byul's going to try to break through with brute force. But this arc of Sunkens is going to make it very, very difficult. He's not going to break through. No, never going to happen. He turns around immediately. And this is going to give Burgersasu the opportunity to get some big damage down on those Marines with the Muta Micro there on the side. He's actually going to fly right past because he knows Byul cannot break through those Sunkens. Byul should maybe have gone for a faster factory. There's a factory on the way. A lot of Marines are back at home, so the Mutas might not do too much with the Muta Micro. Because there's so many Marines. He's on 5 barracks, getting a starport already. He's not yet getting a machine shop. He's going straight for vessels, I believe. Going to start picking off those Marines on the sides as he dances back and forth all over the place, hunting for things to kill. And so far he's finding some SCVs, but not much else. He's slowing down the starport, the machine shop is on the way, level 1 attack there on the way for Byul as well. Was Burgersasu now getting his Queen's Nest there in the front. He builds it in the front because it's like, a Queen's Nest doesn't do a whole lot after you build it, it's just there for the hive. On the normal maps you maybe get it for ensnare, which is very rare. Or you get it for queens with, what do you call it again? Parasite. No, not Parasite. Bruteling. You get Brutelings, because Brutelings kill tanks instantly. But it does cost you 150 energy on a queen to use it. So Immuna's just dancing back and forth here on the side. He keeps switching out low HP ones to let it recover on the side, and switching in a higher HP Muta. Like, you can see this one here on the side. It's healing up, low HP. He's got another low HP Muta there in the mix. Might switch that one out as well to let it heal on the side very, very slowly. It's a very slow healing process, but it's worth it. Preserving those Mutas, making sure they are not wasted. So both players kind of stuck in a situation where neither can honestly really attack. It's kind of just a little bit of harassment. But he's also losing Mutalisks, and the Marine control there from Byul is pretty on point, chasing those Mutas around the base, trying to make sure that the Mutas are not really going to do too much. He's kind of sealed up his base quite well. There's not a lot of room for the Mutas, except in the top corner, to attack and harass. His skill get 3 kills, so that's pretty good. You're back at home. He's got Hive almost finished up, getting more Evo Chambers, Hydralisk Den on the way, getting Zergling speed, level 1 attack for Zerglings, and Carapace as well for ground. Oh, I forgot to set up location hotkeys. I was pressing the F keys, but wasn't switching around. So now we can switch back and forth between both locations. Still fighting happening there with the Mutas, but the Mutas are taking some heavy damages. Well, not really heavy damages. I thought he was taking heavy damages, but they're all still alive. I thought I heard one going down. He still has 11 of them alive, so that's a pretty good amount of Mutas. Specifically because he managed to keep Byul contained to his base quite well. Now Byul's still going for more barracks. He's getting a couple of factories as well. Starports coming in too. He's got Science Facility there on the side, double vessel on the way. Not sure if he has Radiate finished up or if it's still in the planning. Getting Lurker Aspect, got a Defiler Mound. He's at about 45 drones. He's been droning up really, really hard. Whereas Byul has a second command center but hasn't really built a lot of SCVs consistently, as he's currently on 41. He's gonna have to get more sometime soon. Burgersasu is, like, that's a face. It's a face, like the raised eyebrow face. You know how the Rock meme. You might know the Rock meme where the Rock raises his brow and looks at you intensely, questioning what the hell was that. That's kind of what that emote means. It's kind of like Burgersasu questioning what Byul is doing. So Burgersasu is getting a lot of upgrades all at once, getting Overlord speed, getting Burrow, getting Ultralisk Carapace as well, getting Air Carapace in addition to that, he's getting Defilers, getting Consume, getting High-Risk Range, High-Risk Attack. Every single upgrade a Zerg can get, he's getting them all at the same time while adding on more hatcheries, Morphing Guardians. There's not a whole lot to fight back against the Guardians here from Byul, but Byul does have some pretty good upgrades on the Marines. It's on 1-0, getting 2-1 very soon. Vessel in the air. Might get sniped by the Scorches, but no Scorches can't get close. Byul is going to keep his eye on those vessels, making sure they won't die. More units arrive from across the map, mostly Marines and some tanks, to help push through all those Sunkens. But the Guardians have arrived. They're finished up. Got some Devouras in the air. Radiates, double radiate, instantly coming down on the Guardians. Guardians trying to split, but the Marines marching forward. Marines destroying the Guardians with ease. And now the Marines feel that they can just break through all those Sunkens with relative ease. They're gonna take some damage, gonna take some losses. Lurkers moving forward. Lurkers gonna burrow up. Got the Dark Swarm there with the Fighter. The Fighter gonna get the Dark Swarm down. Only one Lurker under the Dark Swarm. Getting a second one in there. Marines are just walking right past, and there's not much in the back to protect. Got two Lurkers there with a Dark Swarm. But with the Fighter, gonna contain those Marines. Marines are gonna run away and walk all the way around, getting some Overlords in the air. Byul has broken up the front. Vessels coming in for radiate on the drones. Byul is inside the base. Gonna try to get everything he can, as much as he can, while he can. Vessels coming in to the backside. Marines are locked into a corner there on the top. Radiates on the drones. He did get Burrow, right? He got Burrow. Why isn't he? He did not. He had Burrow. He had Burrow, upgrade researched, and didn't Burrow. The drones lost 2 groups. 24 drones for no reason at all. Luckily, he does have a couple of minerals in the bank, but things are not looking pretty. Things are looking pretty damn bad. He's low on gas. Got Ultralisk spawning. He's gonna try to win the game with Ultralisk attack. Gonna throw down the Dark Swarm. No energy. There's the energy. The Fighter is under the Dark Swarm. The Ultralisk are destroying the Marines. Marines are running away from the Ultralisk. Ultralisk are on the chase outside of the Dark Swarm. They have to throw down another one. Lurkers are coming from the side to the top side to wall off and kill the Marines. They're on the side. Tanks now under attack under the Dark Swarm. This is a pretty good pushback from Burgersasu. The very fast Ultralisk. They don't even have speed yet. It's just full carapace. More Ultras are on the way there from the backside. Getting Plague now as well. Zerglings are being morphed to keep providing those Defilers with a constant stream of energy for more Dark Swarms. What's going to happen? I've never really seen a Zerg against Terran play out like this one. Very early Ultralisks. Byul is putting on an amazing fight. Another Radiate coming down there with the double vessel. Going straight for the drones. Still on 35 drones. He doesn't have a lot of money in the bank. Going for the Eraser move. He's going to hang in the air while there's nothing there to kill the vessels. Burgersasu is getting obliterated. Ultralisks in the front no longer have their Dark Swarm protection. The fighters are still alive there though, but he's completely focused on losing his drones because Byul is destroying them. Double Scorch there in the air, gonna try to take down both those vessels while he can. Gets them both, but another vessel arrives, gonna get a Radiate down on the drones that are still alive. One goes down. Lucky there for Burgersasu because he did not burrow. This game just accelerated into overdrive out of nowhere, and Byul is gonna break Burgersasu's back. He's gonna call GG sometime soon because things are not looking pretty. This looks like it is not recoverable. Byul has not built a single SCV for a couple of minutes now, but he doesn't need them. He's just constantly attacking non-stop all the time, all over the place, left and right, top and bottom, back and front. He's absolutely bringing the pain game to Burgersasu, who is trying to stay alive here, but the tank is sieging up right next to his drones. Gonna kill those drones with tank shots. Gonna try to kill... Oh yeah, that's one side gone. Good Dark Swarm there. Dropships coming in for some reason. He doesn't need them, but he's sending them in just because he can. And it does look like Byul loses most of his army, but because he has a little bit more income than Burgersasu, he's just gonna keep on streaming and streaming and streaming units in to this base, set up, and kill whatever he can. The Fighter's going down. No Defilers are left alive. Burgersasu calls CG and asks for the re. Boy, what an intense battle that was. Just all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Byul decided to just put on the boxing gloves and start punching and never ever stopped punching. Burgersasu had to keep his guard up non-stop all the time, but when you're just being backed into a corner by a relentless flurry of punches, at some point, a couple of punches are gonna break right through. And we saw that happen right there. Burgersasu couldn't keep up with the flurry of punches, multi-directional uppercuts, left hooks, straight jabs, straight punches, all coming down a little bit too hard, a little bit too frequently. So now going into game number 2, we've got Byul here on the blue Terran on the bottom corner of the map, bottom right, and the bottom middle, it's Burgersasu on the red Protoss. Burgersasu is looking for some revenge, because Byul has just dismantled his Zerg quite convincingly. It was a beautiful sight to behold. And we didn't see a lot of mech coming out from Byul, a lot of Marines. Usually we don't see Marines working out that well. Oh, they're talking about their ladder rating, and at the time, Byul was one of the top ladder players. He was like in the top 20 or top 10, and he was at about 2700 MMR, which was at the time, I think at the end of 2019, pretty much all the way at the top. I think it was pretty much all the way at the top, like only the professional players could get 2700, or a little bit above, or a little bit below. Like there's a small range of MMR that the pros usually get. Also, I forgot to update the score there on the scrolling score tabulator on the top. So 1 win for Byul, no wins for Burgersasu. Gotta make it look a little bit prettier here on the top. So it's a little bit prettier. Okay, so back to the match. Double gateway, because Burgersasu on a middle spawn needs those double gateways to keep himself from getting marine rushed, because Byul here going for barracks into a supply depot into 2 more barracks. Standard build order, but pretty damn effective, because he can scout with his SCV pretty early on. And he's got a marine coming out pretty damn early as well. So that is supply depot number 2. He's building it here so that zealots cannot walk through this little section I'm highlighting with my mouse. It allows him to micro his marines into this little pocket and hide behind the supply depot so that the zealots are not going to hurt him. And now next is going to come down there for Burgersasu after he starts his double zealot. Double zealot will be able to fight back against those marines coming across the map. Byul is not going for the attack though, because he knows that the double zealot will destroy his marines, so he's staying in the back here in the choke. Gonna wait for those zealots to come to him instead of coming to the zealots by himself. SV there just gonna keep running in circles. They're talking, having a small little conversation, not sure about what, because I cannot read. I mean, I can read. I know what it sounds like, because I spent some time on Duolingo, which is pretty cool. You can learn a lot of different languages there. This video, by the way, not sponsored by Duolingo, but you know, you could check out Duolingo if you want to. You can learn languages there. It's pretty good. It's kind of fun. They built kind of a fun formula to help you learn. And I learned to read Korean, but I don't know what I'm reading. Sounds contradictory, but yeah, I just know what it sounds like. It helps with finding out who people are though, because the Koreans, of course, they use their own Korean script and they write their own names in Korean. So sometimes it's useful to know, like that's kind of the point why I learned how to read Korean. I just wanted to know who am I watching. Because when you do on Battle.net this command /profile, you can see their Blizzard ID. When you can see the Blizzard ID, it's for Koreans almost always just their name, their real name. So when you want to find out who a player is, like you see a name in a replay, but you don't know who it is, you can just do /profile, see their Korean name, and then you know who it is, because, you know, pro players, they have their names out in the open. So back to the game itself. There's no second or third command center out for Byul yet, but he starts one right now. He's got a pretty good ball of marines and medics, and firebats there in the front walking about, protecting his base from zealots trying to gather information on what he's doing. Burgersasu's got 4 cannons in the front, Robo on the way and a Citadel of Adun in the back. Citadel of Adun was started before the Robo, which means he's going to go for Dark Templars. Like, you can kind of see this in what most players do. If they get Robo before Citadel of Adun, then it's going to be Dark Templars. If they get a Robo before Citadel of Adun, it's going to be usually just regular Reaver Shuttle Drop. Like they get robotics, Citadel of the Dune, go back to the front with their probe and get a second robotics, then support bay in the back, and the Templar's Archive gets delayed by quite a bit. But when you see Robo, Citadel, usually you get Templar's Archive, support bay, and a support bay after the Templar's Archive. Usually. Not always though. Yeah, double Dark Templar on the way, Shield on the way as well. Marines are moving to the front, gonna try to break through that frontal wall. You build a gateway there in the front to make it harder for the Marines to target on those cannons. You got Zealots lying in wait as well to help defend and protect. Bill's gonna go in. He's got the Marines lined up. Goes for the attack. Gonna try to target fire on those cannons in the back. Zealots sacrificing themselves to buy some time. There's a lot of medics in the mix. Getting on top of those cannons. Cannons are going down slowly. 2 cannons left alive. All cannons are dead and gone. Dark Templars have spawned though, and the Dark Templars are gonna destroy those Marines. Might not have been worth it for Byul. Oh, there's a turret in the front as well. Byul knew this was gonna happen, knew the Dark Templars were an option. He was building turrets in the front. But for now, he's also gonna warp in cannons. Gonna try to snipe the SCV there though. Snipes the SCV, prevents construction of turret number 2. Byul really needed that second turret there to finish so that he can push this front and kill the choke. So that's not gonna happen. Robo number 2 now on the way, and a Reaver is as well. Storm there upgrading for Burgersasu. He's got a shield speed there coming for the shields as well. And he gets the scan, scans both the Dark Templars, kills both Dark Templars. Dark Templar number 3 goes down as well. Does he have another scan there back at home? Maybe, maybe not. So Byul here is on fire. Getting the Reaver as well. Can't pick it up. There's scan number 2. Dark Templar can take it down as well. Byul is really, really on fire. Man, Byul in 2019 was so... I'd say Byul in 2019 was even better than Byul is now. Because Byul, in my opinion, has slowed down a lot. Byul in 2019 was still at the peak of his mechanics. Still at the peak of his play. Now you can see it right here. The mechanics are absolutely insane and he's fast. Burgersasu is suffering. He can pretty much only build Dark Templars to defend himself. Maybe some High Templars because he does have Storm. Then he still has to wait for energy on those High Templars. So he's in trouble. He is in trouble. But he could, if he wanted to, maybe fly a High Templar into Byul's base and get a Storm off on his minerals. Because the side here is wide open. The top side also wide open. So it's going to be very easy to fly in. But everything that he sends into Byul's base, of course, will not aid in protecting his own base. So Burgersasu has to prioritize and make some tough choices. Do I send units out across the wall to attack, or am I just going to defend? Choices that are difficult to make. The Dark Templars at the moment though are keeping those Marines here in the choke. And I think because he just killed that turret there in the front, and the tank as well, he's going to send those Dark Templars into Byul's base and go for a backstep attack while his army is here in the front. Just use the scan. Byul's going to push forward. He sees his moment. He sees his moment to strike and end the game while he can before Burgersasu can retaliate. But Burgersasu is already retaliating. There's a turret in the back. 2 turrets, in fact. Got some units there to defend as well. But the units are getting taken down by the Dark Templars while Byul is here pushing through those cannons, pushing through the gateways, trying to advance forward as much as he can. Templars have finished up there for Burgersasu. Burgersasu is pulling those Templars back to the backside of his base to build some energy. But Byul is already pushing through. The Dark Templars here are for Burgersasu on top of the turrets, on top of the SCVs. Things are getting dicey, things are getting difficult, things are getting close, things are getting tight. Oh, but not a lot of Marines are left alive here. Not a lot of Marines are left alive. And Byul is now losing his... Oh, looks like Byul overextended a little bit too far. Lost most of his Marines, and now he's losing all of his SCVs here in the back of his base. He's scanning. Gonna try to kill the Dark Templars with his SCVs. Gets 1 kill. Templar tank there on the top has arrived. Right in the air as well. He's got double scan, but no energy on those scans, I believe. Well, he does have some energy, but he's already losing most of his SCVs. Things are not looking pretty. He's down on half the worker count compared to Burgersasu, who does kill the last Dark Templar in the end. But I think the damage has been done, and now it's Burgersasu's game to make a comeback, because he's got double Reaver in the back, triple Robo, and a lot of gateways, and more gateways are on the way. Building some pilots on the side to open up supply space, because at the moment he's low on supply space. Also going to fill this out with a lot of gateways, I'm sure. Byul is pulling back to his own choke, because he's going to have to wall up very soon, but maybe Burgersasu has some plans to prevent that from happening. Maybe he has some plans to prevent that from happening. That Scarab damage on the way, and Zealot speed is also getting a resource there for Burgersasu. This game has gone from overdrive back to a slightly more calm state. Both players have hurt the other, and both players are not recovering as fast as they can, but I do think the damage dealt to Byul was greater than the Burgersasu. The economic damage might have been greater than the damage Byul did, even though Byul was inside the space attacking for 2 or 3 minutes in total. So neither player unharmed, but Burgersasu at the moment definitely on top. Zealot speed should be finishing soon. Got 2 shuttles, I assume, filled up with Reavers. 4 Reavers, that's a lot. No turret in the front, Dark Templar in the mix, gonna go for the attack. Marines are in the back. Marines are not in the back, there's just no Marines. Well, there are some Marines, but not a lot of them. Tanks getting blown apart there by the Reavers. Burgersasu pushing through with a very fierce frontal forward attack. Reavers in the air. Pushing forward. Zealots are getting on top of the Marines. Marines are pulling back. Marines are getting microed pretty well, but the tanks stationary, easy targets for the Reavers and the Zealots to take down. He's trying his hardest, but I mean, he's staying alive for now. Like, he's gonna kill this push forward for sure. Although one more shot on the Reaver, on the tank, and the Reaver goes down. Raids in the air, killing shuttles in the choke, but now double shuttle coming in to hit Byul in the back of his base. Gonna fly forward, gonna unload. Is it Templars? 1 Templar, 2 Templar, 3 Templar. Gonna be 4, no, it's gonna be 3. Triple Storm all over the place. Kills most of the SCVs yet again. 26 left alive. Oh, Byul is in big trouble. He's gonna lose his last tank as well. The Marine stays alive there though. 1 Marine, 2 raids near in the front. It looks like the raids that he had got taken down as well. So in the end, Burgersasu overpowers Byul with a really good display of judgment, control, and knowledge. That was an impressive display of skill from both players in my opinion. I did not expect Byul to go this hard back in 2019, but boy does he go hard. He does not compromise at all at any point. He just goes balls to the wall, all in. I mean, his playstyle at the moment in 2022 is still somewhat similar. Byul just tries to end games really, really fast. Because he believes in his micro so much, and his judgment so much, Byul rarely ever makes bad choices. But he does get outplayed sometimes. Getting outplayed does not mean you made a bad choice. Getting outplayed just means the opponent played better than you did. Losing doesn't always mean you played bad, and Byul played amazing in the previous game. So now, got game number 3. Score is 1 win for both players. Burger has 1, Byul has 1, and we return to the red versus blue. Burgersasu on the red Protoss on the top middle of the map, the 12 o'clock spawn location. Then we've got Byul here on the bottom right corner, again on the bottom right corner. And he's playing the blue Terran. So while we'll look at them both building up, the start of their build orders, I'm gonna have a drink. While they both have a cute little chat about something. Yeah, about something. Okay. So, look like both players are doing more or less the same build orders as previously. Byul, of course, barracks, supply depot, barracks, barracks. Might get a gas first, though. Actually, he delayed his third barracks or his second barracks by quite a bit. He delayed his second barracks by quite a bit. So his third barracks naturally also quite a bit delayed, but the first Marine is already out on the map. Burgersasu scouting the middle spawn locations first, going for double gateway, double zealot into Nexus. So as standard as can be, probably the strongest build order for Protoss is this double gateway Nexus build order that Burgersasu is doing right now. Previously though, he did lose his choke quite badly. He got destroyed for a good little while. Losing his choke, his robos, gateways, zealots, reavers, high templars, dark templars. He lost a lot of stuff. But double Zealot there coming across the map. Barracks is finished up there for Byul. Getting... yeah, he's just working on things. He might get an early command center here. Might get an early command center because he's saving up a lot of minerals. And unlike the previous 2 games, he's not going for early gas and early academy. And there's the gas. So I'm going to assume academy is next. But there's a high chance he's going to go for command center before that. So Zealots arrive on the scene, just peeking in, you know, having a small little look at what Byul is doing. Gathering tiny little bits of information. But honestly, the information he got is kind of, you know, negligible. Because standard build order, Byul can still branch out into like 5 different routes. So standard build order opening doesn't give a lot of information. Pretty much only the fact that Byul did not start with a command center. Everything else is still up in the air, but those 2 Zealots there making their way into the backside. This is going to cost him some SCVs. He's responding with the Marines there. While here in the front, we got Byul going to try to push through before the cannons finish up. So both players attacking on 2 fronts. Looks like the Zealot's not going to kill a lot. He did lose 2 of his SCVs already. Going to lose some Marines as well, but here's breaking through the front door. Going to build a bunker. Very aggressive start here from Byul. Very, very aggressive start. And this is somewhat enabled by the fact that Burgersasu lost 1 Zealot and used 2 Zealots to go for an attack on the SCVs. Probes defending, Zealots defending, getting a good surrounder on the Marines. Marines don't give a damn. Marines just gonna fire while they can. Zealots getting focus fired down. Probes are doing a lot of work there. He's losing probes as well though, so both players hitting each other right in the economy. Right in the economy where it matters the most. And now they both have equal amounts of workers yet again. So all the damage that Burgersasu did to Byul, Byul has just returned it while also killing a pylon in the front. And killing all the Zealots. But we're somewhat on equal footing, but I'd say that at the moment, Byul has slightly better odds because there's no choking in the front, and that's always trouble for the Protoss. Because Stim is going to finish up very soon. He's got triple barracks, getting medics, getting firebats, a factory already on the way, getting a 3rd command center as well, and getting a scan for Dark Templars, because Burgersasu might just go for Dark Templars yet again. He's got Robo finished up, support bay not yet warping in, got a Citadel of a Dune. What is he going to build next? He's getting some cannons on the sides to protect his nexus, got some cannons between the pylons to protect his gateways. What is Byul gonna do? Got the support bay coming in right here. So that's not gonna be Dark Templars, it's gonna be Reavers as Robo number 2 finishes up as well. Marines standing in the front, Firebats on the side, Firebats looking for their moment to strike and hit those probes. It's gonna try to run all the way around and maybe distract with the Marines from the front. Medics have arrived, medics might go and assist those Marines in taking down those gateways in the front. Bill's gonna hope that the distraction is gonna allow his Firebats to hit the home run. So what's gonna happen? 2 directions. Comes in with the attack. Firebats trying to break through. Zealots are blocking the Firebats though. Firebats don't achieve anything. But now the Marines on the side trying to kill cannons. Does force a cancel on 1 cannon. Forces a cancel. But that attempt, while cute and while probably necessary, doesn't really do anything as Byul had in mind. So Byul, you're back at home building a choke. It's getting factory, getting starport, double starport, so that's going to be rates. Going to be rates for anti-shuttle play. Take those shuttles right out of the air. Burgersasu already has a shuttle finished up, speed almost finished, level 1 attack for Zealots on the way. Has speed finished up as well. And he feels that it is his moment. The moment has arrived to counter-strike right while Byul is still building up. So Reaver coming over the top side. Raids are in production but haven't finished up yet. There's nothing behind this depot wall. He's got Marines there in the back, 1 tank in the front. He sees in those turrets. No turrets. It's pretty big. Arrives in the front. The Reaver unloads. Reaver gonna shoot on the Marines. Marines splitting up. Gets a huge shot off there though. Kills most of the Marines, and the Reavers... Did they both stay alive? 1 stayed alive, 1 Reaver survived. Most Marines went down, now gonna relocate that Reaver to the front and gonna attack with the Scarabs on those bunkers. Or maybe fly in all the way around looking for a way in. Zealots are breaking through. Zealots are getting flanked by Marines. Shuttle goes in. Shuttle getting taken out of the air by the Marines and does not unload the Reaver in time. Loses it. So both players kind of, punching, guarding, and deflecting blows, but preventing real disaster from happening. But both players are taking some moderate amounts of damage by losing units here and there. But nothing serious so far has died, and that's what matters the most. That is what matters the most. So 2 more robots on the way there for Burgersasu. We're going to ramp up the dropping game. Turrets being built there on the side. Going to take that shuttle right out of the air, or at least soften it up and make it easier to kill. Byul saw that, and he took that personally. So now Reaver unloads. Reaver going to shoot. Gets a pretty good hit there on some Marines in an SCV. Going to try to do that again. No, he goes straight for the money shot on the SCVs. But the Reaver unloads behind the starport. That is some real bad luck. Unloads behind the starport. Although, does kill a large chunk of Marines, only the Wraiths can attack it. Zealous clearing out the turrets are on the side, but he missed the one turret that he actually had to kill. Shuttle arrives, gonna take some hits, turns around just in time, rallying all of his gateways and robots to the front. Easy to load them all up. It's on 58 probes, 55 SCVs for Byul. Comes in over the top side, a lot of Wraiths in the air, unloads Dark Templars. Beautiful unload. Gonna crawl forward, he's got scans though. Gonna try to split those Dark Templars right up. But the Dark Templars getting sniped right out of the ground by tanks and Wraiths. One more scan coming down, and there's one Dark Templar remaining on his top corner, and I don't think he has any scans remaining. Nope, never mind. He's got a load of scans. So Dark Templar there on the top corner also gonna get taken down. Dark Templars didn't really do too much. Didn't kill much. Didn't destroy much. Did not do too much. So triple shuttle there over the bottom side. Triple shuttle there in the front. Now 66 probes in total against 61 from Byul. Byul dancing back and forth there with the Wraith defense. Got triple factory, 2 machine shops. Slowly building tanks. Burgersasu is trying to break the defense. There he comes over the left side. Gonna unload there on the bottom corner as he flies forward towards those SCVs. SCVs not running away. Running away, but a little bit late. Kills 10. Kills even more of them. Can't see how many he killed because I was too slow clicking on the Templar. But he had about 64 SCVs, now 40. So that's 24 kills at least. Maybe one more, maybe one less. But 24 is what I'm gonna say. And the Zealots are killing units left and right, so this drop did a number on Byul, but the Wraiths in the air are still there to try and stop more shuttles from coming in. The turrets on the bottom corner got taken down, cancelled construction of 4 buildings. Comes right in, unloads a Reaver on the bottom corner. Zealots and High Templars crawling forward, storming on the SCVs, gets a double storm, hits everything, 21 SCVs left alive. Reavers in the bottom corner killing supply depots and stopping construction of armories. Gonna fly forward towards, try to hit the last. Nope, can't get too close. Shoots once again, kills one Marine, but Burgersasu is picking Byul apart with some really well executed moves from the left, the right, the top, and the back. It's multi-directional, very flexible, and not very sensible, but he's gonna try to make this work, and so far it is working. That's what matters the most. If you try something and it works, keep doing it. Keep doing it. Only has 4 cannons protecting his probe, so there's an option for Burgersasu to get tank dropped by Byul. But Byul at the moment is getting contained on the sides with cannons. He's having trouble staying alive, so a tank drop might not be in the making or in the works anytime soon. Lifting up those barracks, that's a risky move. This is a risky move. Lifting those barracks to the side means no more Marine production, and I do think Marine production is actually what he needs at the moment to keep himself alive against those drops. Double Corsair escorting the triple shuttle. Got another shuttle drop on the bottom corner. This one's going to go in first and distract from the one coming from the top. He's going to unload either on the corner or he's going to fly all the way into the backside. Going to unload. It's an empty drop. Real drop from the top side. Starts unloading. Will the Templars be there on the scene? High Templar right there. Storms. Kills. 15, I think. Storming on the SCVs and raids as well. Pretty good drop there from Burgersasu. Does quite some damage. The raids are still alive though, but the raids did take some heavy damage. Most of them are pretty much already dead. Pretty much already dead and gone. 24 SCVs stayed alive. The Zealots killed a couple more after the storms. And you're back at home in Burgersasu's base, adding on more Nexuses. 2, in fact. And getting 4 more gas. He might go for carriers, maybe? Not sure what he's got in the works here. Getting a fleet beacon. So yeah, carriers are a possibility. But at the moment, it's a large shuttle drop of how many shuttles? 9 shuttles. We've got 6 Corsairs. So Corsairs are there to kill the raids because Corsairs destroy raids really, really easily. There's no observer in the mix though, so maybe the drop won't. Maybe the Corsairs won't kill the raids if they have cloak. But shuttle drop comes in, then loading on the bottom corner. He does have cloak. Storming on the Marines. Marines all dead and gone. Tanks are next. Turrets are next. Number got taken down. Raids are defending successfully. They're pretty much the last line of defense. And he's making sure that he doesn't go down to this drop. The drop just there to soften him up. Kill some units that are on the side. Open up this corner for future drops. And he saved most of his shuttles, if not all of them. So he can immediately load up another drop and send it right in to Byul's base and hurt him once again. While Byul is still trying to recover all the units he lost. At least the raids are still alive. That's what matters the most. Getting an observatory as well for some observers to detect those raids. Waiting for more Corsairs units to spawn to send them into the fray. Getting some additional cannons to protect his probes as well. Not a lot of them, he's got 7 of them. And I do think he need about 4 per side. So 4 here on this side. Like on the bottom left 4, bottom right 4. Top right 4, top left 4. I think that is the least you need against tank drops to prevent losing probes. But you know, when you're on 4 Nexus, maybe you don't care too much. When your mineral bank is already 5,000, maybe you don't care too much. And Byul is low on minerals, but he's recovering his SCV count though, back on 50. The triple command center is helping him out quite a bit. He's building a couple more raids to try and help defend. He's building Valkyries as well. Comes in, got a load on top of the tanks. Tanks are pretty clustered up. Templar's on the scene, storms on the SCVs as he's trying to run away, but loses 16. Loses even more, 25, make it 26. Really hard hitting drop, and there's Zealots all over the place. And one more storm comes down to finish him off once and for all. It's game number 3 going to Burgersasu. Beautifully played, really strong Protoss against Terran, very smart play as well. Always focusing on just softening up those defenses so he can cut right through with his knives and advance deeper into Byul's base to hit him where it counts. The economy, those SCVs right in the back, right in the heart. That's what matters the most. Okay, game number 4. Game number 4. We got Burgersasu returning on the Zerg. Byul still on the Terran. We got yellow against pink. Finally something else on red versus blue. I tried to do the actual colors they got in the game instead of red versus blue most of the time, but sometimes you get colors that are difficult to see, like the dark blue, or you get like pink against white, which kind of looks the same. You get purple against magenta, which kind of looks a little bit different, but can be a little bit hard to differentiate when you're looking at the units on the screen. On the minimap, it's easier, but some colors are so damn difficult to tell apart when they're standing right next to each other. Specifically in Protoss against Protoss, or just any mirror matchup, it becomes so difficult to see the difference. Specifically in team games, like when you're playing 2v2, and everyone is Protoss, and you got yellow, someone else has lime, and then someone else is pale yellow, and then someone else is olive green. When you put those units all next to each other, like a group of zealots from 4 players, they all look the same. They all look the exact same. You can't tell them apart. It's impossible to do. Okay, so both players still chatting about in Korean a little bit. What is Burgersasu gonna do to not die against Byul's Terran and Zerg against Terran yet again. So far, Byul has displayed a very strong Terran against Zerg. Also a very strong Terran against Protoss. Look, overall so far, Byul has performed extremely well. Burgersasu, in 2 games, performed just a little bit better. Also, I do think the yellow Zerg fits Zerg the most. Maybe it's red. Maybe red or yellow, but I prefer yellow Zerg the most out of all the Zerg possible colors. As for Terran, I prefer purple or red. I think those 2 colors fit Terran the best. For Protoss, I think it's going to be blue or teal that I like the most. So please do tell me, what colors do you like the most? Or each race. I know traditionally speaking, in StarCraft 2, Blizzard tried to push, I think, blue for Terran, red for Zerg, and green for Protoss. I think that's the official color scheme they tried to go for in StarCraft 2. In StarCraft 1, I'm not sure what the official color scheme is. Maybe red Zerg, yellow Protoss, and blue Terran. Not entirely sure because I don't play campaign. And I think in the campaign you can see the colors they intended for each race to be. But considering I didn't play campaign, I don't know. I don't know. So Hive on the way. A lair on the way. Not a hive, it's a lair. Factory on the middle. Byul is going to play aggressive, very aggressive. Going to try to tank push really fast through this choke. Got 4 Sunkers in the front. Overlord there, hang on the side. A little bit in vision though, but escapes those prying eyes, those watchful eyes of the Marines by walking away just a little bit. Engineering Better on the way. Very fast Spire from Burgersasu. Started at 350, maybe 345. Going for triple gas. And the drones, he's going to drone up to about 23, 24, and then save up larva. Save up larva for the Mutalisks. Now the downside of this very fast factory build from Byul is that his marine army is not going to be very big. He cannot afford a 4th barracks yet, or a 5th barracks. And tanks are great for pushing the Sunkens, but not great for defending against Mutalisks, specifically in these tight, narrow pathways into a base. Because Burgersasu is going to micro on this hillside, and he's not visible on the hillside until he leaves the hillside to attack. So the Marines don't have a lot of time to fire back. Getting a turret there though, that turret is going to help him. He's also ramping up the Marine production. He's got 6 medics are in the mix, getting Marine range. He's got Stim finished up and getting level 1 attack as well. Pulling a turret back at home to defend those SCVs as well. There's no starport on the way yet. He's going to go just for the very fast tank push with some Marines mixed in. There's turret number 2. Mutalisks are on the way. 7 at the moment, 8. And soon there should be a number 9. Gonna finish up the last couple of Sunkens in the front. Burgersasu has no Overlord near this point here in the front, so he cannot really see what Byul is preparing. But Byul is preparing a pretty strong push. Still waiting for siege mode. 1 tank already finished up. Just grouping up and balling up that group of Marines and medics. Mutas respawn, they're finished up, gonna try to attack from the side. Queen's Nest on the way after the Mutas finished up. Now it's time to start picking off those Marines and maybe even a tank with the Muta Micro there on the side. He's gonna weave in and weave out. Gonna try to hit him right here in the front and slow down this push. But so far he's having some trouble finding the right angle to hit those units with. Or from. Triple turret also not going to make it easy for him. Burgersasu finds the backside there, loses 1 Mutalisk. Loses 1. Tank in the front exposed though. I'll try to kill the tank, kills the tank. I'm gonna try to get the other one as well, but it's pretty well protected by now. Queen's Nest is finished up, making more Sunkens. There's 3 Sunkens in the back, not a lot to protect. This push from Byul is going pretty fast. It's only in a single factory. He's getting Starport at home and a 4th barracks as well. Very quick peek. Very quick peek. So 4 barracks, Starport, 1 factory. Now pushing through with the stim. That's a lot of Mutalisks though. And not a lot of Marines, although more Marines coming to join the party. He might have overextended a little bit too far though, because he did lose a lot of Marines there. I'd say about 7 or 8. And this might give Burgersasu the opportunity to start punching back a little bit harder like this. He still has about 6 Mutalisks waiting there, 2 more on the way. Hive is morphing, about halfway done. Got a science facility on the way there for Byul. Has no armory yet. Getting more barracks as well, and a 2nd engineering bay. He's going to play it much like the first game. Very heavy on the Marines, with upgrades and probably vessels in the air, and a very small amount of tanks. Hive almost finished up. Needs a couple more Sunkens on 23 drones in total. Only has 2 hatcheries in the back. This Zerg bolt order from Burgersasu is cutting it so close to the edge. He's trying to achieve the most with literally the least possible. Literally the least amount of units and workers possible. Byul is slowly pushing forward. There's a wide open gap on the side, but he wants to kill the Sunkens before he goes in. There's a wide open gap on the side. But I do think Burgersasu now has about 24 mutas, so he might try to kill this with a double stacked muta attack. Greatest Spire is morphing though. Level 1 attack finished up for those Marines. Mutas have no upgrades at the moment though, because he's getting the Greatest Spire. Gonna go for Guardians. And Byul just wants to kill all this here in the front before moving in. Okay, he's gonna ignore all this here in the front. No, he's not. I thought he was gonna move all the way into the top corner and then attack the backside, but he wants to kill the Sunkens, which is giving Burgersasu quite some time to prepare his Guardians, or at least the Greatest Spire. So now he's going to give up on that. He's stimming in, attacking, getting the Sunken. Tanks too far in the front, taking down the tanks. Muta's taking some damage there though. 1 Sunken there in the back to protect. He has to kill. He's going to go for the attack. A lot of Marines went down. There's not a lot of Marines still remaining. Burgersasu is pushing through. Did lose 10 drones. Radiator comes down, splits the Mutalisk. Going to chase them down. More Marines are in the front, forced to turn around because the Marines are at full health with Stim and Medics in the back to heal them right up. Burgersasu losing drones to the tank shot really hurt him pretty badly. That hurt him pretty badly. He's only mining gas with 1 drone at the moment. Does have a lot of gas in the bank, but he just wants to kill those Marines first with the Muta Micro. And they do go down after killing the remaining Sunkens. Big Marine army coming from across the map. He's got about 6 barracks, getting 2 more for a total of 8. Getting more starports now as well. Going to take those Overlords right out of the air, which is pretty damn painful. Got the Mutas there in the air, trying to defend with the Guardians in the back to protect, but the Sunken goes down. The Marines are pushing forward. Guardians are under direct attack. Muta's not doing a whole lot, and Burgersasu calls GG. Very solid push there once again from Byul, showing complete mastery of this matchup. And I do think that in the professional scene, his Terran against Zerg was also his best matchup. And you can see it shows. He has so much control and restraint and understanding of his limits in Terran against Zerg. It is almost unmatched by anyone playing fastest. Almost unmatched. He really does have probably, I don't want to say the best Terran against Zerg, but I haven't really seen anyone play a better Terran against Zerg than Byul. I've never actually seen him lose the matchup, only against the ROM. Only Durrani have I seen beat Byul Zerg against Terran. And Duram himself is also a former ASL qualifier professional, so he's pretty damn good as well. They're both kind of on the same level, but have different playstyles. Let's put it like that. Different playstyles, but more or less the same level of play. Also, there's a spider on my wall, so excuse me while I take care of the spider real quick, while both players are having a chat, as they start their build order in this... Oh, I forgot to switch over the scene. Excuse me for that. I was so distracted with looking at the spider that I forgot to switch the scene. At least I switched. At least I switched in time. Let's just have a look at Byul here while I take care of the spider hanging in front of my face. Almost like an ASMR. Okay. And I am back. Just had to take care of that spider, because if I don't, it's sad, but true, if I don't, there's gonna be 20 more if I don't take care of the spider before it lays a lot of eggs, and then the spider's gonna be crawling all over the place. I don't want that. I don't want spiders crawling all over the place. I don't like the idea of that. I really don't. Maybe you do. Maybe you do like spiders. I don't mind them. It's just like when there's too many of them, it can become a little bit annoying. But they are pretty useful in killing other kinds of insects like flies or whatever else is crawling about in your house. Who knows what's crawling about in your walls, in your house, outside your windows, inside your windows, under the bed. Who knows what's crawling around. Okay, so back to the match itself. Got Byul going for triple barracks, early academy, early gas yet again. He's been doing this a whole lot in Terran against Protoss. Burgersasu going for, because he's a corner spawn, goes for Nexus, Forge, Choke, Gateway, double gas, and then a Cybercore. Specifically in that order. And a Robo coming up in the front before the Citadel of the Doom, so it's not going to be Dark Templars, it's going to be a Reaver first. Also because he sees the Marines leaving the base with their probe. He's going to start bowling more cannons in the front, because if he doesn't, he's going to lose the Choke yet again, like he's done, I think, 2 games before already. He's lost his Choke twice. And will it happen a third time? Maybe third time is the charm. Maybe this third time is going to protect that Choke well enough to prevent the Marines from breaking through. Citadel of the Doom coming up in the back. Robo number 2 coming up in the front. And what is Byul doing? I forgot to hotkey his base. Getting a command center. Might get another one. Might get a factory first. It's a factory first. SV there on the side going to build a command center, I'm sure, because he's saving up around 400 to 500 minerals. It's gotta have to be a third command center. So kills the probe that was running about in his base. Starts stealing off the front as well. Command center number 3 they're on the way. Getting stim, getting medics. And another zealot walks in. So that's even more information. Sees the support bay being built in the front. I mean engineering bay. They both end with bay, but one is for engineering, one is for support. Although I do think a support bay kind of is the equivalent of an engineering bay in a sense, and that a support bay advances technology, and engineering, of course, advances technology. So walls off the front, you're back in Burgersasu's base, support bay finished up, shuttle finished up in the front. You got... He's not going to go for a strong, heavy frontal push, I believe. Because he's not building all the zealots. He is getting zealot speed, but his zealot count is pretty low. Also, if you wanted to go for a frontal zealot reaver push, you would have triple gateway producing zealots. which he isn't at the moment. He is getting his third gateway though. Well, actually, third gateway is in the front. Third gateway is in the front. So maybe he is going to go for that frontal Zealot Reaver push. But it will be maybe 6 Zealots for a frontal push. That's not very strong. But the double Reaver is out on the map really early. Like instead of 6:15, it finished at 5:45. So you might try to go for that frontal push. Maybe just fly in. But what matters most is the Reavers are arriving before the tank is even here. So he will have an easy time breaking through this choke with the Reavers, which might then set up the Zealots for another push forward to get the tank right behind the choke. There's a turret there in the front, gonna make Reaver Shuttle Micro a little bit difficult. He's building bunkers on the left, supply depots in the front. Tank siege is up, siege mode is finished up, Marines are splitting up. He's repelling with great micro, great control, dancing back and forth from side to side with the Marines to prevent the Scarabs from really hitting him too hard. And I think the Reavers are still alive. They didn't take damage. The tank in the back is also still alive. So Byul so far controlling his units really particularly well. And they're going to reorganize them. He's got turrets on the left, on the right, in the middle, and also soon in the front. Rebuilding that wall. Zealots coming in for the attack. He's got 3 Reavers, 2 Zealots coming from the side. Going to kill those tanks. Now Zealots getting on top of the tanks. Marines are in danger as well. He's picking up 2 of them Reavers. Going to micro there on the side. He's killing pretty much everything. 3 Reavers still alive. He actually is killing everything. The micro is great, but when you've got 3 Reavers against mostly Marines, it's going to go pretty damn bad. Going to fly into the backside. Reaver unloads. Reaver cannot shoot on the SCVs. Kills the Reaver just in time. 1 shuttle makes it out alive. Is there still a Reaver inside? Nope. Everything in the end did go down, but that's a huge hit there on the army size of Byul. He lost 20, 24, 30 Marines? I don't know, but he lost a lot of them. And also lost all of his tanks. He still has 3 at the moment because those just finished up, but that was a really well executed frontal push. And now because he has been attacking the front, which Byul now has to fortify, he's going to go for an attack on the back. But 2 engineering bays there, 2 turrets and the engineering bay there detecting this, spotting it out. 1 shuttle goes down, double Reaver unloads, there's 4 Marines, SCVs getting taken down from both sides, 28 SCVs still alive, Reaver's getting obliterated. Reaver gonna go down, goes down but kills 1 more Marine. Turrets on the side going down as well. This is a lot of damage being dealt to Byul right here and now. Tank rolling up in the back. SCVs returning back to work, but only 30 SCVs. He's low in money, low in army. Was Burgersasu 65 probes in total. And another big drop is building. Got 4 robos there in the front. I think he finished up level 1 attack as well. So those are pretty damn effective Zealots with pretty damn strong attacks. The Marines are currently on, let me see, got 1, no upgrades on the Marines, and there's no upgrades on the way either. Does have about 6 tanks in his base, no armories yet, still building turrets on the sides to try and protect himself. Byul is looking pretty disorganized, but well, not disorganized, it's just that he cannot afford essential upgrades, whereas Burgersasu at the moment is able to afford them upgrades. So coming over the bottom, alright. This drop going straight for the minerals. There's a couple Marines going to try to kill those shuttles before they unload. He's unloading. Templar pretty close. Templar storms on the SCVs. He's within range and kills the remaining SCVs. 14 left alive. Burgersasu is laughing straight to the bank. This is what he wanted. He wanted to hit those SCVs and shut Byul down once and for all. They're still having a little chat. Byul isn't giving up yet. Burgersasu, though, wants to make him give up. Got a lot of shuttles there being loaded up. 4 shuttles in total. I think there's 4 Templars in the mix. Actually, let me check. While they're having their conversation, you have 4 Templars, 12 Zealots. Although this 1 Templar going to get left behind, so 3 Templars in total. Coming over the left side. But Templars, they're on the ground. just there to detect and make sure that the path is clear. They're still having a cute little chat. I really wish I knew what they were saying, but it turns out he kills a turret on the left side because it was misplaced, but I think he should not have killed that turret even though it was misplaced. Comes in over the left side, getting close to the SCVs, starts unloading. Triple Templar on the scene. Gonna storm. Well, he misses the SCVs, but everything... Okay, he hits the SCVs in the end after all. No, he only killed 4 of them. But the problem is the Zealots on the scene and the Archon morphing in the back. Byul calls GG. Burgersasu just proves himself to be too strong for Byul at this time. At this point in time, 2019, November 19, Burgersasu was too strong for Byul to take down. And I gotta say, this Burgersasu from the past looks so damn strong. I mean, he still looks very strong in my opinion. Right now, in 2022, soon to be 2023, he still looks really damn strong, but just a little bit less precise, just a little bit slower. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this set. Burgersasu against Byul, best of 3, with some really good back and forth movement in these pretty short 10-minute games. I think every single game so far has been about 10 to 14 minutes. They don't go on for very long, because once one player gets a lead, they snowball to a win within minutes. Anyway, it was RGB for RGB TV. Please like the video, because it helps with getting the video out there, I guess. I'll leave a comment. Like, the algorithm works in this way that comments, likes, and views combined help with getting the video into the recommended bar on the side. But comments and likes play a bigger role than views themselves. Views are less important. Most important is likes, subscribes, and comments. So please, if you want to help me out, leave a like. I don't like asking for likes or subscribes or comments, but that's just the way YouTube works. So if you want to help, please leave a like, a comment, or a subscribe. It's all up to you. See you soon. RJB, tuning out.